Hey guys, it's Bro You Whack. Now, I've been known to make a lot of idea videos whenever it comes to Overwatch, and really ideas that help try to improve the game. And sometimes I see some of these ideas that I know wouldn't work, and I see some of these ideas that are completely out there, like, oh, let's totally delete Hanzo, or oh, let's totally delete, man, why would you want to delete those heroes? Okay, maybe deleting Hanzo wouldn't be that bad if okay, I'm totally joking, but I do try to make a lot of these videos that really are aimed to help improve Overwatch, whether it's a brand new feature to help improve matchmaking, or maybe it's just as simple as making a skin idea video to help improve the skin department. Either way, I'm very passionate about the game and I love it, but I do recognize there are areas that need improvement. Now, as it stands right now, there are a lot of improvements going on when it comes to the reporting system, or that's about it whenever it comes to that. But something that's a hot topic is competitive, because it seems like there's a lot of people, and I mean a lot of people, that are very angry with competitive Overwatch because of how people are acting, or because how matchmaking is totally unfair, and there really hasn't been big changes whenever it comes to the core fundamentals of how competitive works. Sure, there is the new reporting system, and that is prevalently used throughout competitive, but other than that, the way you queue up, the way that you're able to play with teams, or whatever the case may be, has always been the same. Now, sometimes I do stroll around the Overwatch forums, or I see ideas from other people, and I need to remind you, these are ideas that are just flat out stupid, and that would really only benefit a small portion of the Overwatch players. But then I see an idea like this, and I just bring it to your guys' attention, actually get your guys' input, and I also give my input, which I want you guys to watch the whole entire video, because you might be surprised with my kind of take on this issue, which is still the competitive side of Overwatch, but also bring the idea of only solo queuing. No more teams, no more triple stacks, quadruple stacks, even 6 stacks in Overwatch, just straight up everybody plays by themselves, not with their friends and not with their homies. Now, that's a pretty big change, but I just wanted to bring this idea to everybody, because this would completely change how competitive is kind of played overall. Because the first pro that comes to mind whenever I think of this idea is that now you're going to have a much more evenly SR team ranking across all players. Because let's use this for an example. Let's say 3 platinum players, all level 2700 evenly, decide to play with their gold friend, which is a level 2100. I'm not saying that if you're gold that you totally suck, but what I am saying is that you're not really capable of playing at a platinum level. Same thing goes with me. I play at a master level. I've improved myself to play at a grandmaster level because I haven't gotten there yet, and same thing might apply to you. But let's say those 3 players decide to play with their gold. More than likely, the 2 other players that queue up are gonna be platinum, more than less about 50 SR within the same ranking as the other platinum players, or 100, whatever the case may be. There's not an even SR system that is going on, because, well, now this gold player is with a bunch of platinum players playing at a platinum level. Now, if this whole solo queue idea was going on, now you're gonna have a much more even chance of winning, because, well, hey, everyone's roughly around the same SR, maybe 50 SR within, because there's so much more players to choose from that are playing by themselves. There's a total of 12 players that need to be filled in this competitive game, and we need all platinum players. Well, if everyone's playing by themselves, it's much more easier to find players, because, well, hey, everyone's playing by themselves, and we can easily find a bunch of level 2700 players that aren't grouped up. That's kind of like the biggest pro whenever it comes to this idea. But one other pro that you might not think of is that, well, if you're solo queuing, now you're kind of more likely to be in team chat, because you're not influenced to stay in the party with your other homies. So let's use the same 4 stack that we used in the previous example. That kind of screws over the 2 people that are solo queuing, which, again, they might not necessarily even be in team chat, but if they're solo queuing, they might not be tied to a party, even though they might be playing on console, whatever platform they're playing on. If they're solo queuing, more than likely they're going to be in team chat. Again, you do get the exceptions, but if you're playing with a 4 stack, they might influence you. It's like, dude, let's just stay in our party, let's just communicate, and that means 2 different plans are being made. I always say team chat really helps you win, but now if you're playing solo queue, now you're a little bit more influenced to go into game chat. Again, you're not 100% forced to go in there, but you're a little bit influenced. Now, those are like the biggest pros that I see with this idea, but what is my input on this? Because as you guys know, I do play mostly solo queue. As you guys know, I am always in game chat, and that's not me trying to brag. The reason why I bring that up is because, oh, Brandon, you're a solo queuer, of course you want this idea. You might be surprised with my take on this, and this is something that I actually kind of don't want. Now, why am I making this video? What's the point if I don't want this? It's because some of you guys do want this, but I want to just bring you my input on this, because it might actually, again, I'm not trying to sway your opinion, but it might just bring to light the issue that might be caused by it, because it's a feasible option that the Overwatch team might be able to to implement in competitive. It will fix a lot of problems, but one thing that it will get rid of is that social aspect of Overwatch, because when it comes to quick play, I definitely don't want this idea. Like 100%, this really shouldn't be an option in quick play, because quick play is a place that you have fun, you mess around, you play heroes you're not supposed to be playing, you play attack symmetric, you do all sorts of stupid stuff, and you do that with your homies. Now you're able to still do those things, you're still not those exact things, but you're still able to play the game with your homies in competitive, and sometimes competitive, the win is better than the social aspect, but that social aspect is what makes Overwatch so strong. And sometimes if you want to play competitive, you're segregated. If this idea were to be implemented, you're segregated because, well, we all want to play competitive, we all want to have that experience. Sure, we might not be the same SR, but we still want to have fun, we still want to communicate, and that's why I don't think Overwatch really implement this idea, is because, well, now everyone kind of feels alone, everyone's playing with strangers. Sometimes you don't want to play with strangers, you want to play with your homie, you want to play with your girlfriend, you want to play with everybody that you know in real life, or maybe you just met online, or maybe you also met someone in Overwatch, in competitive Overwatch, but now you can't play with them because, well, hey, you can only play solo queue. So again, I wanted to bring this idea to you guys because you guys might want this, but it will completely ruin a big part of Overwatch that makes it so appealing to everybody. And sure, while competitive is a different part of Overwatch, while it is the most social experience, it still has that part of that social experience that we all kind of love and desire secretly. And if they got rid of it, oh, we'd be up in flames. Some of us would be mad, but some of us would also appreciate it. But I really don't want that idea to be implemented in competitive, and I think it will really hurt that competitive side, while it will also fix some of it. The trade-off, it really isn't worth it. But do you want something like this? Do you want a solo queue only competitive experience? And I genuinely want to hear you guys' thoughts. Now, people that do play with a bunch of people that do have a squad will be skewed because, oh, I won't be able to play with Stacy or with Jeff or with Adam or Bro You Whack even, which I'm trying to find time to play with competitive matches with my fans because I do know you guys want to. Some of you guys might have skewed opinions because you don't want to lose out on your friends in competitive, which you still will have that experience in quick play, or maybe you all are solo queue and you don't want this, like me for an example. I still don't want it, even though I am a solo queue. I do want to hear you guys' thoughts. So I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. More Overwatch videos to come, and bye.